Hey everyone, this time we will be covering Wales with some tips and tricks for the Flatout trophy. Wales is a very technical location that requires some time getting accustomed to if you have little to no experience with Wales. There are many low speed to mid speed sections in this country where you need to drive with caution. But make no mistake about it, you still need to push hard, but be cautious of the road edges, the locks and the bad campers, where the corners just forces you to go slow because you can't go fast or else you just hit a road edge with some bumps or something like that. All of the Wales scenarios are either rainy or in wet surface, so expect Wales to be a bit slippy in general when playing the flat-out scenarios. For the rainy scenarios, I recommend lifting or braking slightly earlier than you normally would before entering corners, especially the sharper ones. I will use the Wales 1993 scenario to demonstrate a run. It is the first slightly challenging Wales scenario you will encounter, but it is good practice for the upcoming scenarios later on. You will see to this stage several times throughout the journey, a combination of the full stage and some half stages. This run will be played with a DualShock 4 controller with manual transmission, and I will have no assists and the clutch override will be on. So now let's get into the run. There's a bit of problem issue with this car on this in this scenario. So just keep that in mind. Go to 4th gear, and then go down to 3rd gear here. Just use a little bit of weight transfer. Lift, so you can get a better turn. So you can get a better turn here. Oh. It's a little bit too slow there, but it's all good. Go up to 5th gear, and then go down to 4th gear when you enter this turn. Cut a little bit of the grass, and then get back on the power again. I had to correct my steering because I was about to lose control. So 4th gear during this turn. And here we're about to cut close to the road edge here. You can cut a little bit here so you don't land on the rocks or the wall. So the reason why I'm cutting this is so, first of all, it's a bit faster. Second of all, so you avoid hitting the left side. You see the wall or the rocks there, those huge rocks. So you don't want to hit those huge rocks on the left side, which is why it's a good idea to cut here if you can. Or else you just need to slow a lot more down and then just take the road head on. Go down to 4th gear, so lift, turn. Lift again and turn. A little bit, and then on with the power. Stay in 4th gear here. It's a little bumpy here, so you need to stay in 4th gear. Just correct the steering. And then hard on the power. Flat out. Even the jumps, yes. Go to 5th gear here. And go down to 4th gear. There's a little bit of a turn here, so be careful. Go down to 4th gear. If necessary, brake just a little bit before the corner. It's a fast corner. Cutting a little bit of the grass here. Stay in 4th gear, then go down to 3rd gear and take advantage of the road edges on the left side. Don't hit them completely, but just there's like a gap, so you can just like take advantage of that. Steer to the left, take advantage of the road edges. Go up to 5th gear and go down to 4th gear immediately when you get to this little turn here. I mean this little turn, this fast turn here. Once you get to that, go down to 4th gear. And then there will be a hairpin. Go down to 2nd gear, handbrake, a little bit of clutch. Hard on the power. Up to 5th gear. Brake slightly, go down to 4th gear, turn. 5th gear again, go down to 4th gear when you get to this turn. Go down 3rd gear so you can get a little better turn. And here you have to, there's another hairpin, a long hairpin corner. So a little bit of handbrake, a little bit of clutch. Okay, so I failed a little bit here, so I hit the grass. You want to avoid hitting the grass because it's a bit tall. So just stay on the road instead. Stay on the road, close to the grass, but stay on the road. I lost a bit of time there, but it's all good. So here I hit the back end of my car on the... It's a bit of a bad camber, fast corner here. Because the road edges on the right side is a bit dangerous when you hit them. So you actually want to turn earlier than I do here. Turn a little earlier than I did. Used a bit of a handbrake if you want more rotation. Go to 5th gear, cut a little bit here. Just manage your throttle, but stay in 5th gear. You want to stay in 5th gear when you do this turn. Just lift, and nothing will happen. You just got to stay in 5th gear to keep that stability. If you go down to 4th gear, doing that turn I did before, sometimes it won't stabilize the car good enough. So you can get a better turn, but you might spin, or you might land outside of the road, so you will drive through the grass instead. So if you want to stay on the road, in my opinion, or my advice would be, try to stay in 5th gear and then turn. Just lift and then turn. So we're about to approach. Here you want to be careful of the rocks on the left side. We're approaching a hairpin corner. Turn a little early so you don't go too wide. Use the clutch and the handbrake, of course. Another hairpin corner here. And here you want to turn a little late, because it's a pretty long corner, so turn a little late. So turn here, handbrake, clutch, hard on the power. There's going to be some locks here you want to be careful of. Go down to 3rd gear so you can get a better turn. Careful of the locks. Careful of the locks here. Go down 3rd gear, or stay in 4th gear, sorry. You stay in 4th gear here, but you want to be careful of these locks here. These locks, they can mess you up. So just note that. Careful once you get to this area. But I can see I stayed in 4th gear here. And that's going to be a hairpin corner here. I take this hairpin corner pretty early. I do the turn pretty early. I stay close to the edge of the road. You go too wide, you can lose a bit of time. I'm doing the turn quite early. Handbrake, a little bit of clutch. Careful of the fences. Go down to 3rd gear, and here I cut the grass a little bit. I do a bit of a handbrake. I do a bit of a handbrake turn, and then I just let go of the throttle, so I don't hit the edge of the road. Handbrake, lift the throttle, do a turn, go down 3rd gear, turn, and then hard on the power. This is a bit of a high-speed section here, medium to high speed. I just stay in 5th gear here, stay in 5th gear, so I don't want to risk it. It's because you can, if you go too fast here, you can risk hitting the edge of the roads on the left side or the right side. So you get stuck, and you hit the bumps at the other edge of the road. So that's not a good idea, which is why I stay in 5th gear throughout this whole high speed section. 5th gear, manage to throttle a little bit. If you lose control, just stay in 5th gear. There's going to be a hairpin corner here. Did you notice that? There's like a squirrel running. Did you notice that it was a squirrel? You see the squirrel there in front of me? So each time you see an animal like a deer or a squirrel running past you, like in front of you, it's an indicator of you're going pretty fast, which is a good sign, of course. You know you're going fast, you're doing a good run. So just note that. So if you notice any of these animals passing by, that it is because you're going fast. It's the game saying like you're doing pretty well, you're going pretty fast. But just stay in 5th gear. You want to slow down a little bit. I take this corner pretty close, maybe a little too close. here you can actually cut. So when I'm doing this turn here, there's a slight turn here, I can actually cut through the grass. But I didn't do that. But you can cut the grass a little bit for a better, for a better exit. But it's all good. Go to 5th gear. You want to go fast, but you want to stay in control. And here, there's a slight turn as well. You want to turn a little early to the right side, so you don't hit the bad camber. You don't want to hit the road of the edge. There are some bumps, so it can mess you up. Turn a little early, like almost close to the grass. Be careful here. Do some e-brake, handbrake turn. Just a better rotation. For a better rotation. Okay. Stay in 4th gear. Go down 3rd gear here. Careful with the throttle here. You want to be cautious. Go down to 2nd gear. A little bit of a turn. You want to be careful. So, what I realized, I should have turned a little later. I turned way too early. According to the racing line, I should be turning a little later. Because now I'm close to the this the edge of the road here, like inside of it, inside of the corner. So I hit the rocks a little bit. Go down to 2nd gear. Do a turn early, so you don't hit the right side. Go to 5th gear. Stay in 5th gear. Here you want to be careful. Sometimes you might even want to slow down earlier. You want to turn earlier than I did. Actually, that's not the problem. I wasn't braking much. I wasn't braking enough. So I have to slow down a little more because I want to get close to the apex as much as possible. I don't want to go too wide here, so you don't want to go as wide as I did. You want to get closer. Handbrake, a little bit of clutch. A 2nd gear, and turn here, past the gate. Careful here, go down to 3rd gear and then use the handbrake a little bit for better rotation. Again, careful of the locks here on the left side. You can easily hit them if you're not careful. We're almost done. There's about a minute. I'm on 5th gear, 4th gear. This is where you want to go a little fast. Still be cautious, but fast. Just be careful of the road edges. But you want to go fast. Staying in 5th gear. Just stay in 5th gear. Here's a little tricky section. Once you get to this fast corner here, see here I'm staying close to the edge of the road, like I'm almost falling off the road here. But the reason why I'm doing this is because there's actually a hidden rock somewhere here on the left side. So if you stay too much on the road, you can actually easily hit it on the left side here. So somewhere here, you can hit a hidden rock somewhere. That's like a hidden rock. I can't even see it. I can't even identify, but several times I've hit it because I went maybe too fast, or I just was too much to the left side when I tried to exit this area. Which is why I always just by now I always just stay on the edge of the road here. So almost like I'm falling off the road, but I'm staying close to the right side just so I don't hit this hidden rock somewhere here. Yeah, just wanted you to note that. So go down to 4th gear, stay on the right side so you don't hit the hidden rock, and then on with the power. So I'm staying in 5th gear, Even during the fast turns here, I'm keeping the stability. During these fast turns, like this one here, the one I just passed by, if you're not comfortable in staying in 5th gear, trying to stabilize the car and such, you can go down to 4th gear and then up to 5th gear again once you're on the power. So you can go down to 4th gear during these turns if you want, but you can see here I'm just staying in 5th gear. But yeah, if you don't want to risk it, just go down to 4th gear. So I'm in 5th gear there. You can go down 4th gear here as well. Almost hit the road edge. Hard on the power. Almost at the finish line. And we get a time of... We get a time of 6:34, 150. So yeah, a decent enough time with some mistakes. The run could be improved, but you know, it's a decent run. And for this particular scenario, you have to get a time of 6:44, I think. Yeah, 6:44 is the time requirement. You can see here. So dealing with an issue with your engine, finished stage in under 6:44, and we got a 6:34, so almost 10 seconds ahead. That's pretty good. Like I said, some mistakes, but I'll just turn off this music here. A few mistakes, but overall a decent run. So this was the Wales scenario, 1993. You will be playing this, you will be driving around this particular stage a couple of times. So this first stage will be the one you will encounter, this first scenario here. So it's a good practice for the later ones you're going to do. There are some others that are tougher because they're just multi-stages, so it's pretty long. This one is like 6.5 minutes or so, 6 minutes or 40 seconds or something like that, depending on what your time is. But overall, it's a slightly challenging whale scenario. So I will show you my DS4 settings. So the same as before, as the other stages, I use the same settings. Just pause if I'm going too fast. The input bindings. Okay. Manual sequential. Clutch override on, so I can use the clutch at any given time. Stability control off, traction control off, ABS off. So yeah, that was the run. So I must say, Wales is actually one of my favorite locations in the whole game. Absolutely a blast to drive around. Technical area, really fun. So yeah, I really hope you enjoy this video. I hope you'll have fun with Wales in general, as much as I did. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.